I think things are going to get a lot worse before they get better for the DCEU. They've still got 3 or 4 movies that they have to put out that don't even matter. Aquaman 2 doesn't matter. Shazam, Fury of the Gods doesn't matter. Blue Beetle doesn't matter. Flashpoint doesn't matter. None of these movies matter. Why don't they matter? Because they don't tie in to the DCEU that James Gunn is creating. Don't forget, Flashpoint is the reboot. So everything up into Flashpoint, it doesn't even really matter. So why should I go see Aquaman 2? Why should I go see Shazam, Fury of the Gods? And I don't think that I'm the only one that feels this way. Interesting bit of news. Shazam, Fury of the Gods box office predicted to bomb big time.
What a story, Mark.
I'm not shocked. Are you even hyped for this movie? And I say this as someone that didn't hate the first one. I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was awful either. I think most people were okay with that movie. But why does this movie matter? It doesn't connect to anything. Flashpoint comes, this movie's erased anyway. This is the same problem they're having with Aquaman 2, which apparently is so bad that people are walking out of these test screenings, at least according to that Umbrella guy, who I think does have some people at Warner that he talks to, considering everything that went down with Depp and AH. So apparently, these test screenings are so bad, people are walking out. That's not good for this movie. I think this movie might have a disastrous box office with or without AH. So we'll come back to that one. But Shazam, apparently going to make less money than Black Adam, which was not profitable. Let's take a look at what they have to say here. The Shazam, Fury of Gods box office is currently predicted to bomb big time, as estimates offer the sequel will open to less than the first film. Estimates offer Shazam, Fury of the Gods could open at a low of $43 million to a high of $52 million, according to Box Office Pro, which would be the second lowest DCEU movie, only behind Birds of Prey, $33 million opening, not counting Wonder Woman and the Suicide Squad. Those ones are a little harder to count because of the fact that both of those movies did release on HBO Max at the same time. So you didn't have to go to the theater to see them. You could have just stayed home and watched them on HBO Max. I don't like that excuse that much because of the fact that Godzilla vs. Kong was also a stream day and date release with theaters, and that movie still made a lot of money at the box office. Did pretty good considering. So I don't know. I think some people, underestimate the fact that maybe those movies just didn't perform well, which is a shame because while 1984 is a shitty movie, The Suicide Squad is actually a pretty good one. But anyway, the first Shazam, released in 2019, opened to $53.5 million and finished with $140.3 domestically and brought in $225 internationally, with $43.8 million of that from China, with a worldwide gross of $366 million. Is that a win? What was the budget on this movie? I don't know if they have that listed here, but man, that's a soft return. These comic book movies I'm used to like just hundreds of millions of dollars for their worldwide grosses. So I'm kind of shocked. It must have been good enough to get a sequel, but this one might perform even worse, especially if you adjust it for inflation. Here's a comparison. Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam had a $67 million opening and finished with $168 million domestically, with $224.8 million internationally, and no China release with a worldwide gross of $392.9 million, and won't be getting a sequel. Okay, yeah, that's a good comparison. So in today's day and age, with the inflation where it is, that's not enough money to get a sequel. At least to me. And that movie, well, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, Shazam, Fury of the Gods could be a disaster. And then they talk about why it might be a box office flop. I think a couple of reasons. One, James Gunn has effectively killed any reason to see these movies. I probably would have waited till these movies were done to start announcing new shit because, like I said, what reason do I have to see these? Is there a reason that I need to go see this movie or Blue Beetle or Aquaman 2? Though Blue Beetle, I hear, is actually, audience scores are good for that movie. I don't know if that movie comes before or after Flashpoint. I don't remember. Does Blue Beetle kick off the new DCEU, or is it just that one cartoon of those characters I can't ever remember? I'm not sure. Somebody in the comments, I'm sure, will correct it and straighten it out. So look in the comments for that answer. This movie, the reason it's going to flop, it's irrelevant now, and there's no hype for it. Is anyone hyped for this movie? I don't even see any marketing for this movie. I don't think I've seen any commercials for it. So, not surprising. Don't worry, though. It's not going to get any better from Marvel because reportedly, so take this with a grain of salt, Eternals 2 is on the horizon. This is one of the biggest flops Marvel has ever had. This movie is dog shit. Some of the worst costumes I've ever seen characters get. I don't know how you can call this a Jack Kirby-inspired film with the muted colors that they had going on here. This movie is just a piece of shit all around. I'm surprised that a sequel is reportedly coming. Once again proving my theory that Marvel really doesn't care too much about money, though they say numbers count now. So go ahead, put bullshit like this out that nobody wants to watch. And keep seeing, with each worthless movie that nobody cares about for this franchise, the box office numbers are just going to keep going down and down like they have been. You're not really seeing a mega hit come out of Phase 4 or Phase 5. You could spin the Ant-Man box office however you want. The fact remains, it's not really blowing the doors off of anything. So I doubt that movie's going to make $1 billion. It's just going to be another subpar earner that barely made any money for Marvel. Put this up, please. Big 3 and 4. The sooner the MCU hits rock bottom, the sooner they clean out the shit rot that's been hurting Marvel. Kevin Feige and that woman under him that thinks X-Men is sexist, get them the hell out. Though I suppose who would they replace them with? Disney doesn't seem willing to change anytime soon anyway. So who knows how long we're going to have to sit through this trash. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.